Good day, my friends. Good day, good day. All right, I'm actually on a roll right now, on my way up to Akron. Got to take care of some business, but I want to make this video while I'm doing this. While I'm driving here, this is like a 2-hour drive. I want to talk about. I had a little conversation with a follower last night. We talked about overcoming the grammar in certain languages, and we were particularly talking about Japanese. He was asking me what resources I use, and he would just, I don't know, I guess because like I'm so comfortable with the grammar with Japanese, he would just wonder how I started. And I basically told him, I started with a phrase book. There was this phrase book, it was Japanese, Barron's Japanese, a small phrase book, and it came with a tape. But at the time when I purchased it, it didn't come with a tape. I just had the book. So I had that, and then after that, I got this course from the library called Just Listen and Learn Japanese. It was basically, I think it was like 16 or 17 chapters. Came with audio, and it was all Romaji, no characters, no hiragana, no katakana. I mean, they introduced some stuff that you could see, kanji and all that, but it was primarily in Romaji. So although it was just all in Romaji, I think the content was very, very good, very, very good. But it's just that you have to have the scripted language, it's very important. But I just had those two courses, and when I first started, I told him, I was like, look, man, because he was doing Japanese. He told me that he's been doing Japanese for about 4 months, and he said he doesn't feel like he's moving, and he felt like giving up and stuff. And I was like, man, this is how it is. Like I always say, no grammar, no grammar, no grammar, no at the beginning. No grammar at the beginning. This is how I started studying Japanese. And when I tried to study grammar, I literally said, how can a human being learn such language? How is it possible? There's no way. Chinese was the first language I started on, but the grammar, we know the Chinese grammar is nothing. It's close to English. That's SOV, or sorry, SVO. Japanese is SOV. So, starting on Japanese, working on an SOV language for the first time, it was just overwhelming. Everything's backwards. It didn't make any sense to me. So I said, how can a human being learn such language? This is impossible. And that's when I started memorizing stuff, just learning phrases, basically learning phrases, and learning keywords, and taking those keywords and using them to connect certain phrases and just use them on native speakers. That's what I was doing, So after doing that for a while and having fun, I wasn't, like I said, wasn't thinking about the grammar, just too busy. What did I tell him? I said I was too busy having fun and butchering the language, because I know I was butchering the hell out of Japanese. I know I was. Bad accent, but hey, the Japanese understood what I was saying at the time. I was having fun. I wasn't worried about it. I didn't get criticized. So I did that for a while, and then after I moved to Columbus, this is when I started really going to chat rooms. Because when I was in Akron, I started learning Japanese in Akron. I didn't really use the chat rooms for Japanese. I did for Chinese, but I didn't know too many chat rooms for Japanese. I basically was just using the books and then just using the stuff on Japanese people when me and Ichimaru-san went on our level up missions. So it wasn't until after I got to Columbus when my Japanese really improved. I found chat rooms, and I started hanging out in there and, just chatting with Japanese people. And I would say after 2 years, it was like 2 years, I started to get comfortable. Everything started to sink in. Like, it just... Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. After like 2 years, everything started to like make sense. I got that grammar book, Japanese Shams. That was my very first Japanese grammar book. And I went through the whole book. And I was like, wow. And I was thinking back at that first time I started. It was like, I was having so much trouble with this, I couldn't understand, and now it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And that's how it happened. And I went through Just Listen and Learn Japanese. I went through that book again. I didn't go through it completely. I think I stopped after a few chapters. But I went through it, and I remember going through some things before that were quite difficult and I couldn't understand. And then when I went back through it, man, I was like, wow, this is a piece of cake. All this grammar stuff. And that's what happened. And now, I would consider myself, I'm like maybe a low advanced level of Japanese, and I'm very, very, very comfortable with the grammar. Very comfortable. You just ask me anything about the grammar, and I'll explain it to you. That's how comfortable I feel with it. So that's why I tell people, I don't condemn grammar, and I don't hate grammar. What I'm saying is, at the beginning, if I have no knowledge in the language, this language is totally foreign to me, there's no way I'm going to start with grammar, because it's going to discourage me, and this is my buddy last night was saying, he said he got discouraged, he felt discouraged and he wants to give up, because I think he's trying to learn grammar. He's too busy concentrating on the finger and missing out on all that heavenly glory. Have fun, butcher the language, mess up, make mistakes. But over time, you keep doing it. You stay doing it. You stay working on it. Keep practicing with the native speakers. You don't have a choice. And then just as I explained, this stuff is going to just sink in. That's just how it works. That's how the brain works. And this can happen to anyone. But if you're not taking the right approach, and you're being too technical and trying to learn grammar at the same time, it's not going to work. You're going to give up. And that's going to be the end. That is going to be the end. And you probably won't want to go back and study that language again. Because trust me, I know, because I started with the grammar, or I tried to start with grammar, and it just didn't work. It's all about having fun. All about having fun. Not worrying about stuff. Just have fun. Just let it go. Just let it go. So, yeah. That's the approach I took, and I'm still taking that approach. Well, any language I start learning, I'm going to continue to take the same approach, because it works. And as I always say, if you got people around who are trying to discourage you, they telling you that this is what you should do, you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that, you butchering the language, or you need to work on your accent, or blah 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 blah, all this negative stuff, then you need to get away from them. You need to get rid of them. I can't stress this enough. Can't stress it enough. I mean, back in the day when I started learning languages, I didn't have anybody around talking like that. Nobody was around criticizing, telling me I need to do this and need to do that. Well, I had a Chinese buddy. He wasn't really criticizing me that much, but he did tell me that I needed to work on my tones. He told me that he said, man, you should work on your tones. So your pronunciation is really good, but your tones, you have to work on your tones. And I was very stubborn. I was stubborn because all the experience that I had speaking with Chinese people, none of them really criticized me. And they all understood everything I said, 100%. I never had a time when someone said, I don't understand what you're saying. Maybe if I said one word with the wrong tone, they probably think I'm saying something else when I'm not. But other than that, in the conversation, I never had anybody tell me they couldn't understand what I was saying. So that's why I was a little stubborn when my Chinese friend told me I need to work on my tones. So there it is. There you have it. I just wanted to talk about that. I'm over here driving. I should be there in about an hour or so. But yeah, what do you guys think? That's my philosophy, and that's my approach, and that's how I'm going to continue to approach these languages. Thanks for viewing, and I look forward to any comments.